Have you ever traveled somewhere, maybe Mexico, Italy, or Japan, and noticed that people seem to eat differently, feel differently after eating, or even talk about digestion in a way that feels foreign? Then you come home, back to American life, and your own gut seems to operate by its own set of rules. Bloating, heartburn, unpredictable energy crashes, or just a general feeling that your digestive system is finicky. It's not just in your head. The American digestive experience is different. It's a product of a perfect storm, a unique blend of our food, our lifestyle, our medical system, and even our microbes. Today, we're diving deep into the pipeline of the American body to understand why our digestion is so uniquely challenging. This is the American gut. Let's start with the most obvious factor: what's on our plates. The standard American diet, aptly abbreviated as SAD, is a trilogy of ultra-processing, an overload of specific industrial ingredients, and a startling lack of diversity. First, processing. We're not talking about chopping vegetables. We're talking about foods broken down into chemical components, starches, fats, sugars, and then reassembled with stabilizers and emulsifiers. Foods like bread, yogurt, and cereal are often engineered for shelf life and addictive flavor, not for how our guts recognize them. Our digestive system evolved to handle whole foods. When we eat a heavily processed food, it's like it's been pre-digested in a factory. The complex fiber is stripped away, so it moves through digestion too quickly. This can cause rapid blood sugar spikes and, crucially, it fails to feed the beneficial bacteria waiting further down in our colon. They starve, while we just get empty calories. This brings us to the second pillar of the SAD trilogy: ingredient overload. We're talking about refined vegetable oils, high fructose corn syrup, and artificial additives. Let's take corn syrup. Since the 1970s, it became the incredibly cheap sweetener of choice, saturating our sodas, sauces, and snacks. Here's the gut twist: massive doses of fructose are primarily metabolized in the liver, not the small intestine. This can contribute to fatty liver disease and create a digestive backlog. Furthermore, common additives called emulsifiers, found in things like ice cream, are designed to keep oil and water mixed. Research suggests they may also thin the protective mucus layer in our intestines and disrupt the delicate gut barrier. This isn't about one bad meal. It's about the cumulative, daily exposure to these compounds that our ancient digestive tracts simply don't have a blueprint for. The third pillar is a profound lack of fiber diversity. The American diet is notoriously low in fiber, but it's not just about quantity. It's about variety. In many traditional diets, fiber comes from dozens of different plants every week: legumes, whole grains, roots, leafy greens, and fruits. Each type of fiber feeds different families of our gut bacteria. In the American diet, our fiber, when we do get it, often comes from just wheat and a few common vegetables like potatoes. This is like trying to run a thriving ecosystem by feeding every creature the same single nutrient paste. The result is a loss of microbial biodiversity in our guts. Studies from the American Gut Project found that people who eat 30 or more different plant types a week have significantly more diverse gut microbiomes than those eating 10 or fewer. This diversity is a key marker of gut resilience, and our lack of it makes our digestive system more vulnerable. Now, let's shift from what we eat to how we eat. The American relationship with food is often transactional and rushed. We eat alone more than any other nation, frequently in our cars or at our desks. This psychological stress has a direct physiological impact. Digestion actually begins in the brain. The sight and smell of food trigger the release of stomach acid and digestive enzymes. When we eat while stressed or distracted by a screen, we short-circuit this critical first step. The chronic, low-grade stress that defines modern American life also keeps our nervous system in a constant state of fight or flight. In this state, blood flow is directed away from the digestive organs. Digestion, which is a rest and digest process, slows to a crawl. Food sits longer, leading to fermentation, gas, and bloating. The American habit of eating a problematic meal under stress is a double assault on the gut. This unique dietary and lifestyle context has shaped a uniquely American microbiome, the trillions of bacteria that call our gut home. Think of your microbiome as an internal garden. The American gut garden is often like a neglected lawn with a few hardy weeds, rather than a thriving vegetable plot. The lack of fiber starves beneficial bacteria. The constant barrage of emulsifiers may promote less beneficial species. And the overuse of antibiotics, both prescribed and in our meat supply, acts like a scorched earth policy, wiping out good and bad bacteria alike. This imbalance, or dysbiosis, is now linked in research not just to gut issues like IBS, but to a host of other American epidemics: obesity, type 2 diabetes, autoimmune conditions, anxiety, and depression, all through the gut-brain axis. Our approach to fixing digestive problems is also uniquely American, and it often makes things worse. We are a nation of symptom suppressors. Heartburn? Grab an over-the-counter pill. Gas and bloating? Pop an anti-gas pill. While these provide temporary relief, they often ignore the root cause. For example, pills that reduce stomach acid can soothe reflux, but stomach acid is our first line of defense against pathogens. Long-term use is associated with nutrient deficiencies and, ironically, can lead to bacterial overgrowth in the small intestine, causing even more bloating and distress. We treat the alarm while the fire, the poor diet, stress, and dysbiosis continues to burn. Finally, we have to talk about the loss of traditional food preparation. Across cultures, practices like soaking, sprouting, and fermenting were essentially pre-digestive technologies. They broke down compounds that can irritate the gut and made nutrients more available. The slow fermentation in sourdough bread or traditional sauerkraut creates probiotics. In America, the drive for convenience has largely eliminated these practices. We eat quick rise bread. We buy sterile pickles that contain no live cultures. We've removed the very processes that made traditional foods gentle and nourishing for the gut, opting instead for foods that are harder to process and less supportive of our inner ecosystem. So, where does this leave us? Feeling doomed? Not at all. Understanding the why is the first step toward empowerment. The uniqueness of the American gut isn't a life sentence. It's a diagnosis of our environment, and environments can be changed, even on a personal level. The path to a happier gut isn't found in a miracle pill or a restrictive fad diet. It's found in re-engineering your own personal microenvironment. Start by becoming a fiber archaeologist. Seek out diverse plants. Add a new bean, grain, or vegetable to your cart each week. Learn how to eat. Sit down, take 5 deep breaths before your first bite, and chew thoroughly. View processed foods not with guilt, but with understanding. They are engineered distractions for your digestive system, so use them sparingly. The goal isn't to replicate the gut of a Japanese fisherman or a Mediterranean shepherd. The goal is to cultivate your own resilient, diverse, and well-fed gut garden that can thrive within the reality of American life. It's about making choices that send clear signals to your digestive tract. We are safe, we have time, and we are being nourished with real food. Your gut is not just a passive tube. It's a living, communicating organ. By shifting from a pattern of unique assault to one of unique care, you can change your digestive experience from the inside out.